So that's just one coat of Bugman's Glow on the face. This is the only barehead guy I've got so far. Yeah, that's the only guy with a bare head that I'm painting today, so I'll just have to do 2 coats on that head. Other colours I'm doing are, so what I'm painting is 2 lieutenants with power swords, and also 2 veteran sergeants with power sword too. These are all kind of, except this one, this is from Dark Imperium, but all the others are sort of kit bashes stroke conversions. Yeah. So other colours, Bugman's Glow for the skin, first of all, put that away for the time being. Then I'm using Rakar flesh for purity seals and stuff like that. Okay, Rakar flesh. Do that. Back to this guy. He's got a few purity seals, so. And for all of these colours, I'm just using a small layer brush from Citadel. Just for everything, even though they're base colours, I just like the control you get with a small layer brush, and the details I've got are all quite. The details I've got to paint are all pretty small, so I don't mind using a small layer brush really. Also, you know, guys, this is just a chill kind of stream, really. So it doesn't matter if I take a little bit longer than usual. Just to paint in these colours. Hope you're all doing okay today. Hope you're all having a nice, chilled out day. And if you're watching this, hopefully you are chilling out, doing something nice. Maybe you're painting as well. Painting along. Pretty cool. Cool if you are. I might move this camera a little bit just so my hand doesn't get in the way quite so much. Any other bits need Rakar flesh on this guy? Don't think so. Maybe just tidy up this purity seal a little bit and put him over here and on to the next. More purity seals, more purity seals. hope you guys can see that okay, what I'm doing. I just kind of, you know, thin down my paints and stuff and just slap it on really. Just making sure that the coats of paint are nice and thin. And just before I started streaming, I obviously base coated these guys, but I just base coated them with Macragge blue. I'm not sure how you actually pronounce that, but yeah, base coated with Macragge blue, and then I shaded them all over with Drakenhof Nightshade because I quite like having the kind of the shade in the recesses just to show me where to paint. So this guy has a robe, so I'll be blocking in that hole. The whole robe really with Rakoth flesh. You can do robes and capes and things with some of my other models have red capes, but I think for this guy he's gonna have a red helmet, so I don't want too much red on the model. Red is more of like a detail colour, because this guy's going to be a sergeant, so he's going to have a red helmet. So red is more of a kind of more of a contrast colour than it. I think if I had too much red on the model, it would just start to clash with the blue a little bit, I think. So just happy to go for a more neutral colour on the robes. Like if it was a cape for a character or something, I probably would stick with red. I think I've done that with my captain and things like that. Quite tricky. I mean, this guy is quite just a moment. Yeah, there's actually some building work going on next door, so if this disturbs the whole chill vibe of the stream, I'm sorry. Hopefully it won't be too noisy. There's a little bit of hammering I can hear, but hopefully the microphone on my phone won't pick it up. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, this guy's pretty he's been kind of kit bashed quite a lot, so just got a little splodge of Rakoth flesh on his armour. And it's dried straight away, hilariously. Never mind, I'll have to correct that later. That's annoying, but there you go. These things happen. But yeah, as I was saying, there's quite a lot of extra bits that are just like sort of over this robe. Because this is a Dark Angel Lieutenant model. So had to cut off a lot of Dark Angels bits and replace them with Ultramarines bits. But you know, hopefully shouldn't face too many problems when I'm just avoiding those details. And I will be going back and doing another coat of this colour, guys. Just kind of wondering what colour to do this. There's this kind of canister on the front. I'm not sure what colour to do that. Maybe brown. Brown with like gold details would be cool. Keep it neutral. Could do it black. Don't know. Let's paint a thin line, just where the robe meets the armour there. And yeah, it looks a bit patchy at the moment, but I'll go back and apply another coat and it'll be fine. There's quite a lot of robe on this model, so get a little bit more Rakov flesh on my palette. Well, I say palette, it's just a little saucer from a little espresso cup that I broke a while ago, so I just use the saucer as a palette now. The only issue is that since it's a purple saucer, obviously purple doesn't show up too well on the palette. So when I'm painting the robes on my Death Guard, which I do in Nagaroth Night, that I just switch to a different palette. That's a bit too thin. Go back and add a bit more Rakov flesh to the mix there, and hopefully that should be okay. It's better. That is better. And yeah, these last four models. These four models are the last models I need to do for 500 points of Ultramarines. It's pretty cool. So I've already got I've got my regular intercessors with sergeants with bolt rifles, but I'm going to replace them with these sergeants with power swords, because I like the idea of a sergeant having a sword a bit more than a sergeant just having a gun. I started collecting 40k in the 90s, and all the Space Marine sergeants had chainswords, which is just such a hilarious, over-the-top weapon, isn't it? As far as I know, you can't give an Ultramarines Intercessor Sergeant a chainsword. You can only give them a power sword, which is strange. I think it's Blood Angels and Space Wolves can have... Blood Angels and Space Wolves can have chainswords, but not Ultramarines for some reason. Well, not regular old Space Marines anyway. Not Codex Astartes as they're known. Codex Astartes. There was a whole furore around Games Workshop changing the names of everything. Like, you know, the Space Marines to Adeptus Astartes and Imperial Guard to Adeptus Mechanicus, or Adeptus Astra Militarum is what the Imperial Guard are called now. And loads of people said, oh, it's so they can copyright the names. But apparently it's not even true. You can't actually, you can't, like, names are regarded as just too short and stuff to be copyrighted. So, I don't know why they bothered changing the names of everything. I suppose it does sound kind of cooler, and it's kind of like Latin and stuff like that, isn't it? So maybe they just wanted to change all the names to be Latin. Then there was Eldar are now Eldari, which, maybe that's just it's just a more fancy name, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't matter too much at this stage if I splodge onto other details and stuff. I can go back and correct it later. If it's on the, I'll try and avoid the armour, obviously, because that's got its sort of final base colour on it. But the belt, might do the belt brown, I guess. Might do the belt brown along with these other like pouches and the holster for the bolt pistol. I'll do this brown, I think. So that shoulder pad is just covered. The rest of the robe there, I can just get this last little bit in there. But it is visible on this other arm. The robe is visible there. Hope you guys like Chopin, by the way. I do. Very relaxing. It's when I'm concentrating on stuff or working or just chilling out like today, can't really listen to. I love music, I love so many different kinds of music, but I cannot work or concentrate when there's music with lyrics at all. And I love a lot of music with lyrics, but unless it's a party or I'm doing something, I don't know, unless it's yeah, I just can't concentrate on. I don't know what it is about today. I just keep splashing. Maybe it's just this model. Keep messing up on the armor here, but that's fine. I can just go back and correct it later on. As long as it's not super disastrous, which it's not. Just the inside of the cloak there. Just get that. That'll probably all get shaded. This will all get shaded down. All these base colours are going to get shaded with Agrax Earth Shade. So it'll be a kind of, it'll all get toned down. Will all get toned down. Just missed some little bits behind the backpack. And next to this arm. Again, just making sure. I'm just turning the model around over and over again, just making sure that I'm hitting all the parts that I want to hit. Trying to avoid that armor, but it's not. It's easier said than done. Easier said than done. But I think we can. This is why I use a small layer brush, guys, because if I was using a bigger brush, I would be absolutely. This model would be a mess. Just want to get some paint on the tip there, just to get in here. I mean, if you're clever, you can do sort of sub-assemblies and things just to get. If you do ever splodge paint on a place where you don't want it to be, all you have to do is just rinse your brush off, wet your brush, and just wipe it away before it dries quickly. As long as you keep that that paint wet, it won't adhere to your other coat of paint, so it will be absolutely fine. I mean, I've splodged here, but I just, I'll clean that up later. Just with some Macragge blue. And then again, there are these details like you probably wouldn't have to normally, if you're turning the model around and stuff, you'll see all of the places where you want to get paint, but to be honest, you could quite happily leave just the base paint on a lot of these areas, and no one will ever see them. No one will know it's there but you. And to be honest, once you've been playing with your models for a while, you'll completely forget. You will completely forget about all the bits you missed and all the mistakes you made while you were painting them. Because you always scrutinise your work much more than everybody else scrutinises your work, or you know what I mean. Your miniatures are always going to be scrutinised more by you than anyone else. And of course, you're always used to looking at your miniatures very close because you're concentrating on them while you're painting them. You're like, I mean, if you've got bad eyes like me, you really really get up close to them just to see what you're doing. But when you've got them on the tabletop, your feet, instead of inches away, your feet away, and then it doesn't. A lot of the mistakes just kind of fade into the background. You don't need to. You don't need to be super worried about a lot of things. One can get a bit obsessed, which is, I mean, it's good. You want to take pride in your miniatures. They're expensive. You want them to look good. Everyone wants to improve and stuff, but if you're just starting out, or you're just looking to get your minis to a nice tabletop standard, you don't have to worry too much about going too crazy on detail. You can achieve a really good finish, really good tabletop quality miniatures just using base paints and washes, to be honest. That's all I do, it's just base paints and washes. Do some edge highlighting every now and then. If you want to take it further, you can do edge highlighting, but like 90-95% of my models are just base paints and washes. Let's do the back of this robe here. Which again, probably, you know, no one's ever going to look under here, but any purity seals on this guy? Yeah, this one right on his chest where I covered a... this is based on a Blood Angel's Lieutenant model. It's where I got the power sword, and I just wanted, you know, a bit of a more unique sergeant. So there's a lot of little bits that cover up Blood Angel's symbols and things. I think that these purity seals on the last little things to paint with Rackor Flesh. Well, I've got to do another coat, but that's okay. Now that everything's marked out, it'll be just a matter of going over those details again. There are a few other, like, I mean, this thing is kind of like a purity seal, but I think it looks more like leather to me. Maybe I'll paint that brown, I think. Or will I? No, I'll do it like parchment. There we go. There is another thing on this guy, like this ultramarine symbol, but I think those things look more like leather straps than parchment. Yeah, I think so. Cool. Okay, what next? I've got brown here. Yeah, let's move. I suppose we could move on to brown. I suppose do one coat of all the colours and then go back. Yeah, let's do that. Or do I want to do red next? What details have I got? They've got to be red. They're right next to the. I don't want the red to bleed into the flesh, especially on those purity seals where it's like a flesh parchment, and then there's like a wax seal, so I don't want the red to bleed together, so I'll just do brown. So this is for things like weapon holsters, and again, like weapon holsters, they do have these little details, like little clasps and things. I can paint those over afterwards, so I don't, with silver or gold or whatever detail they need, whatever colour they need to be. So I don't mind just slapping this brown all over. And again, like this, the handle of this gun is gonna be base coated in black, so it doesn't matter if I get a little bit of brown on that. In the Games Workshop, you know, on the box art and the minis they have in their shop, these are all black, these pouches, but I just prefer brown. I don't know, it just adds an extra colour. You could do them black if you wanted. And I start from this quite light brown because I shade everything down with Agrax Earth Shade afterwards, so it ends up being darker, quite a lot darker. I mean, even with one coat of Agrax Earth Shade, it ends up being quite a lot darker. I'll do this little book brown as well. And again, like these little details, like I'll probably do those gold, maybe. It's a nice little bit, this book is really cool. Okay, is that all the things I want to be brown? I think it is. Well, for this model anyway.